And we're back. It's Community Radio Show on WLEE News Talk 990. This is Bukhari Sirraj here with host Muhammad Hadi.
Hey.
Numbers of call is 788-788-0990 or toll free from anywhere in the country, 1-877-953-3990. So we were talking about a couple things, probably some political stuff more than I really wanted to. That's Hadi's fault.
But we did want to mention. I mean,
yeah. I mean, we had to, we had to bring up something about
you got it, But also another major event that occurred was obviously the pilgrimage was over. So we wanted to congratulate all those people that made Hajj, the pilgrimage,
all the
to Mecca,
Hajjis, yes.
And that hopefully, inshallah, God, you made it back safe. And so if you're out there listening, and you feel free to call us to tell us about your experience and what it was like when you went, and how it turned out, and kind of because I've never been, Bukhari's never been, and there's a lot of people that haven't been, and even for Muslims that haven't gone, I think there's what they see, and then there's what they kind of the expectation that they personally have. But speaking of experiences here, we're gonna bring on our brilliant engineer over here, Selvin. How's it going, man?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
What's happening, man?
So last week we were talking, after the show, and we got into the conversation about several things, and one of the things that I brought up was one of my experiences.
Horrific.
About 2 or 3 years ago, during my last-minute Christmas shopping, and I was telling you guys about my experience when I went to, I was shopping, and out of nowhere, I noticed this Muslim lady, and she was just, wearing the full gear. She was
full
just
gear. She
covered up.
Right.
The only thing I could see was her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And, for whatever reason, I panicked. Meaning, I was fearful, and it was this anxiety of knowing where she was at all times.
Right.
Were you like stalking?
I wasn't stalking her. I was just, like every so often I will turn around just to make sure that, how close was she to me, or where she was. And it was a really bad experience. It was a bad feeling. I was telling you guys that, it was very uncomfortable for me. And, I remember thinking, why am I feeling this way? Why am I, experiencing these feelings just from this lady being there?
Right.
She's just minding her own business, doing her shopping. And, just like I am, and I'm pretty sure she's not even thinking about me,
Right.
And, I was, just, every so often I'll turn around and just look around to see where she was. I just felt so uncomfortable, and when that is, that I had to leave the store. I mean,
really,
I left the store.
Wow.
I left the store, and I
so
left.
Got you all emotional and.
I left this. Yeah, I mean, I left the store because I didn't like feeling that way.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt that, and I also say a little prayer. Take. Why should I be feeling this way? And I was like, oh God, please, take this feeling away, because I just don't. I'm not that type of person that will judge somebody on for whatever reason. Right. And I just felt uncomfortable feeling that way towards that person, that I just had to leave. And I was sharing that experience with that story with you guys last week. And again, like when I started doing this show, I didn't know what to expect. I was expecting two guys. You see the Malcolm X movies. You see, I was with two guys with their suits and their bow ties.
Wow. Yeah. Well,
if I would have known that, I would have gone.
I would have got a suit and a bow tie.
I would have gone to a secondhand store and plopped down $100 for a zoot suit and showed up with a bow tie.
We've been doing this show. Well, I've been, bored up in your show for a couple of weeks now, and extra mics we talk and discuss all kinds of topics.
Right.
Off the air and after the show, that I feel comfortable sharing this with you guys. And I don't know.
And now
what do
with
you
all
think?
the other, by the way, your mic was on. Did you know that? You thought you were just talking to us.
Yeah, no.
You thought we were still on commercial. No,
All
but
right, so go ahead.
thanks for explaining that. And the reason I wanted you to share that. Well, first, I appreciate you feeling comfortable enough to tell us that, because that's not something that then there has to be a certain level of rapport with people in order for you to be able to to tell that kind of very sensitive story. But the reason I wanted Selvin to explain that story is, by no means, even before contact with us, I mean, you wouldn't put Selvin in the category of someone who's just, who's closed-minded or, has a particular worldview. He's just, so if he can feel that way, then what do you think?
How many other people are really feeling the same thing?
way? Right. And it doesn't, and I think the problem, and I'm not saying a problem as in a negative thing, but I think from us Muslims, I think the false sense that we have with this, or the problem that we have with this, let me go back to that, is that we think that people that feel the way Selvin explained are people that have malicious intent, or that are Islamophobes, or just are racist or whatever. And
he just didn't want to be in the blast radius, just in case.
I mean,
and I was sharing with you guys that most of the time what you see in the media and the news is just the negative things that are happening, and the spotlight.
Right.
They don't. You hardly see anything good on the news.
Right.
Anything, somebody doing good things.
Right.
And it's always the bad things that get the highlights. You don't see like the good things that are people are doing, and you get fed all that, and it gives you that negative sense or feeling about this or confuses you because you don't know what's going on.
Right.
You don't have that I want to say Islamic month where everybody gets to share, like Islamic people get to share their cultural things with everybody else, just kind of like Hispanic Heritage Month, where, you go over there, what Cinco de Mayo is, what all of this is. And then, you got, Christmas coming up, and you kind of get involved into that type of culture if you're not of that religion, or you don't practice that. So it's just like, you don't have that. Or I don't think that there's anything like that in Richmond where you can go and say, okay, we're having this to kind of share our culture with you guys. Come and learn, kind of like where you see everybody else doing. This is our foods, this is our culture, this is how we dress.
There's no venue. On a national scale.
Yeah, you got like the Asian American Heritage Month or week, and you go over there and you see what's going on. You got the Native American powwows that you go in there and see how they live, how they still live in certain areas, and you don't have that. So it's just kind of like whatever you see on TV, that's what it is.
Right. That's where a lot of the fears and the uncertainty is infused. Into the general public, because when you don't have that avenue that's going to give you a realistic view of the people, and I mean, even with this situation, it was more so just the dress that just triggered, that panic, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, well, maybe I just don't understand, what the background is with that type of dress, what is it covering up? You know what I mean? What's, is it something that I need to be worried about? Or, what is it? Now based on the news, it could be anything, there could be, the bomb or something under there. That's just the reality of what you sometimes hear.
I mean, just like like in France, I think that got banned. I'm not sure.
Yeah, France.
And then you kind of makes you think, what are you hiding? Why you don't want us to see your face? Like you know, like if something happens, I want to be able to describe you.
Right. It's almost kind of being compared to like somebody walking around with a ski mask on.
Yeah, and I think it's because there aren't avenues. I mean, like I was joking with Selvin that he's just an upstanding citizen, but I mean he's by no way I would put him in the category of, like I said, Islamophobes. But there are reasonable people vast majority of reasonable Americans, regardless of their backgrounds, that feel the same way or felt the same way that Selvin did,
Right.
and have enough sense to realize that, wait a minute, there's something wrong with the way I felt that way, and they're trying to realize, why is it that I feel that way, right? Why is it that if you see a group of, 18 or 19-year-old black men on a corner, what do you think about that? Do you cross the street and walk the other way, or do you? So it's all this preconditions that we see, and it just kind of builds these subconscious triggers.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times where I've actually been on an elevator, you know what I'm saying, and working in the hospital, and, somebody look at me, then it's like, okay, this guy's work. Then they look at my name tag, and, like, literally, they will stare at it.
Yes.
Until I get off the elevator.
And you can tell, and
it's
you can
like,
tell the fear in
their
the
brain
mind.
is working like something is not right here. Why is, and that's just kind of like what it is. Like, what should I be feeling right now?
Because what's about to happen. So let's take a call.
Ireline, I want to say.
Delaline? That might be.
All right. Welcome to the Community Radio Show.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Listen, I just wanted to comment on what the brother was just saying a minute ago about his feelings and his suspicions about the lady dressed in as he quoted, full gear.
Yes.
So there's been times, I'm sure, that all of us has experienced that same feeling from someone else. And again, we were not in full gear, but based on what we look like, maybe our accent, maybe our facial expression, or what country we've come from, we have all experienced some sort of suspicion or fear from someone who just wanted to kind of get away from us. So I think it's just something that we all need to, as human beings, need to work on and not be so quick to judge, and be judgmental about people who are different from us. This is a great world. This is a big world. And there are people who are different. So if our first reaction is to always be fearful or to be afraid, then, we need to kind of really look at that and ask ourselves why. The second thing I wanted to
wait, I'm sorry. Before you say your second thing, let me ask you a question. So
okay.
let's take his example, Selvin's example, in that's the way he felt, right? And let's just say that he went about his business and there's no opportunity for him to come in contact other than what he reads or sees in the paper regarding Muslims. What else is he supposed to do? I mean, at some level, people go about their business and it's just they have these built up stereotypes or whatever that exists. And so what avenue would he have had to investigate that feeling further or to try to, change the way he felt?
Well, I guess, according to what he said, the only thing that actually gave him that feeling was her dress. And because he couldn't see her face, he couldn't, see anything else on a person. But people dress like that. And it's not, I don't think it's a cause to become fearful because the person is dressed differently from you. It doesn't mean they're going to bomb the place up or they have something hidden under their clothes. I mean, he did what he felt like he needed to do.
But I think the thing is that people don't know that. And when you're looking at how the country generally is, for the most part, people don't have covered faces. And they don't have, full length dress or any type or anything like that. So being that it's outside of the norm, when you add that to the fact of what the media portrays with people that do have full dress, it does cover their face and even sometimes cover their eyes also. It puts a level of uncertainty in terms of what is this person? What are they about?
And,
what are they?
And the thing is that I'm not a person that's judgmental towards others. Why I felt that way, I don't know. This was like right around 9/11. All of this negative stuff was just on air 24/7. Why did I feel like that? I don't know. I'm glad I don't feel like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why at that particular time that triggered fear.
Right.
And I guess it's just like the negative stuff that was happening on TV. That, that's the only thing that was being shown on TV.
Right.
So and like I said, there's there should be something like something that could be done for the community to share the culture.
Right.
And just be more open arms to show their culture to everybody else.
Right. And I'm sorry, you had a second point really quick.
Oh yeah. You had mentioned earlier about Hajj and what people might anticipate. Alhamdulillah, I just came back from Hajj.
Oh, good.
And I'm truly grateful for that. And as you said, the anticipation is quite different. You go for a purpose, but you see things that you don't expect to see. And but alhamdulillah, you just keep in mind that you've been a guest invited to the house of Allah, and you go for the purpose that you were asked to come for, and all those things that you didn't anticipate or things that happened or did not happen, is just all a part of Hajj, and it's a beautiful experience. It's a journey of the heart. So those that are looking to go, waiting to go, hoping to go, it's a truly wonderful journey, and that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you.
That's all right. Go.
All right, thanks for calling. You're listening to the Community Radio Show on WLEE News Talk 990. Numbers are 788-0990, 877-953-3990.
Yeah, so if you've had a similar experience, I guess with someone that was Muslim or someone that you thought was Muslim, give us a call. Let us know what your take was on that. We're kind of interested to kind of feel. Well, I think we're going to continue this on the other side of the break, and because there's some other. I'm trying to actually dig it out. I had a conversation on Facebook, that was, I think that brought in some of this. I'm trying to actually pull some of that up, where I gotten some responses. Oh, you can
keep us on task, Selma. Keep us on task. But we'll come back from the break, and I'm sure you're out there. Don't feel shy. Just call up. We're nice, We're lovable guys.
Yeah,
we won't jump.
This is what the show is for.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is what the show is about.
Exactly.
We're trying to have an open, honest conversation. Even if you don't necessarily have a positive view, or you're not really neutral about things. We still want to hear exactly what you feel about Muslims, in this situation, or maybe you don't think we should vote. I don't know. It could be anything. We just want to know what you guys are feeling out there.
When you were in high school, how did your friends treat you when you were they found that you were Muslim?
Exactly. I was the only Muslim in my school. Pretty much throughout the time that I was in school. So I mean that was very interesting. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit more too. But anyway, Community Radio Show. Give us a call 788-0990. We'll see you on the other side of the break.